working with young people and families. I'm gonna present a presentation on a case study. And first of all, I'll introduce myself. So my name is Manmeet Kaur. Okay. So the next slide, this is the case study I'm gonna present on. So what is given in this case study? I will give you some key points given in the case study. What is actually in the case study? So if you wanna read a whole case study, you can read it. Okay, so first of all, I'll tell you some introduction about it. So there are three people in this case study. One is Oliver, one is Oliver's mother, and Oliver's brother. So the first of all, I'm gonna talk about his mother. So Oliver's mother, Kathy, has a history of heroin addiction, and he was on the methadone program for like 80 years. And just a minute, I'm gonna highlight some of the points. Yeah, so she has been on the methadone program for approximately 8 years, and from that time she actually quitted the heroin, and she's not taking any heroin from last 8 years. And then Katie has a history of suffering from violence, and that violence includes physical, emotional, and verbal abuse. Plus, it is said that she is currently not in any intimate relationship. So I'm sorry, my phone is coming here, so I'll just tell you. So she has some stress issues, because I'm going to tell about um, Oliver also. So Oliver is engaged in some bad habits, so she is really stressed for him. Okay. Next, his brother. So his brother is 19 years old boy, and he was in like previously in child protection. His brother lived in out of home care, and also his brother is currently serving custodial sentence at Melbourne Youth Justice Center. Now, who is Oliver? So Oliver is a 16-year boy, and he said that he is in on the youth supervision order. And the thing is, he usually comes out with some friends who are involved in thefts and burglaries. And it is also said in the case study that he goes out like um, with friends usually, and he doesn't return home for 2 or 3 days. Okay. At the end, it is mentioned that Oliver's mother, Kathy, um, abused him, and he also showed some bruises on his arm. So he doesn't want to live any longer with her mother, with his mother. Okay. Now we discussed all the information that was in the case study. Now I'm gonna tell you some information we actually have to go further in this case study, in this case. Okay, so what information do we have to collect? So it was said that Kathy was abused, and she has a family violence. And what was it? Is Kathy a single mother, or she had a husband? Because if she's a single mother, then obviously his partner abused her, or who abused her. The question is that. And the other question about Oliver is, what was like, what has drawn him to this group of friends? And it is said that he usually goes with friends and stays for 2 and 3 days. Where he stays, what he does with, because it is not said that he does the thefts and burglaries. The friends were usually doing that, and but he was doing till that span of time. So does Oliver know about his brother and what's going on? Because it is very important for Oliver to know about his brother and what brother did, and what's going on now with his brother. The another thing is, it is not mentioned that what crime his brother like did, because of which he sentenced that huge justice sentence. So now I'm gonna explain some risk factors and protective factors belong to this case study. So family violence with, you know that, with Oliver's mother Kathy, thefts and burglaries in relation to Oliver, and Oliver abused by his mother. That is also a violence. Bad social and family environment. Bad social and family environment, social means like Oliver is like in really bad social environment, and family, her mother was, it was, but yeah, was in on heroin addiction and drugs, same his mother. And Oliver's future development is in great risk because we don't know about his education, what he's doing, where his school is, if he is going or not. It is not explained. So we have because he's 16 years old, so we have to know that which school he goes, if he goes or not, and his psychology. It is really in great. Next is protective factors. So support for Katie because she's a single mother. Now she's a single mother, so she really needs support because she's depressed and stressed about her son, and then counseling for Oliver. He really needs it. We can engage Oliver with positive and good social groups and friends so that he should have positive attitude. As it is discussed in the case study that Katie is helpless, we should give some proper counseling so that she can adopt a good way to tell Olive what to do rather than abusing him, right? Yeah, yeah, because she is abusing him and he is only 16 years old, and it can have, he can have bad impact, and it really does, because now he says you don't want to live with her more. So, what services and goals as I am a youth worker, so we can do for them, for Oliver. So we can refer them to Big Brother and Big Sister program. In that program, what actually happens, the community-based Big Brother and Big Sister program matches a young person with an older volunteer who provides guidance and friendship with the aim of becoming a long-term positive role model. It is very good for, it will be very helpful for Oliver in family counseling sessions, and we can provide education and training for Oliver, build a rapid relationship, and we can support because you know um, Kathy really needs help because uh, her life was not easy. So um, support Kathy, and because she experienced domestic violence and worked for family. Now, as I am a young youth worker, so there are some professional boundaries and skills we have to follow to maintain a professional relationship between client and counselor. Okay, so I'm gonna tell a few things that we have to follow, like building a rapid relationship with clients is necessary because he is young, so I have to maintain a rapid relationship, because it is very important. His brain is going on around and he can think a lot of things, so we have to like let him trust us, and so that he can share each and everything what he really feels. And that is, but it is in a professional relationship. Confidentiality is very hard for him to understand that everything is confidential here. We're not gonna say anything to your mother, anything to your brother, anything to anybody. You can share anything for us, and it will be wholly confidential. Autonomy, as he is a young boy, so we have to make him understand that what is good and what is bad for him. We can't give advice to him, yeah, you can do this, you can do, no. So we have to do autonomy, make him himself understand. Effective listening is very important because we can't trust anybody. In this case, we can't trust his mother, we can't trust his we can't trust Oliver. We have to listen both of them effectively, and we have to get on a point that who is actually right, because he can lie and his mother can lie in a stress. Okay, advocate for them to achieve the best outcome is very important. And stigma is the same. We can't assume anything about them. We have to listen them properly. We have to advocate everything. Now, as we in the professional boundaries, there are some challenges and dilemmas we can face in this case. What are they? The challenges can be competency and training. The challenges can be, recognize and understand counseling barriers. He is 16. We can't trust him also because it is confidential. We can't make him understand that, yeah, this is confidential. We have to maintain, that confidentiality for him also. He can share anything with his friends, with his mother, and many of them. So confidentiality for him is very, very hard. Parental involvement, like Kathy's or Oliver's mother Kathy is involved, and it is very, stressful stressful environment for us to, yeah, his mother and blah blah blah. Okay. And emotionally draining. It is very hard to, like, he's 16 and he can emotionally drain for us. He can expect a lot of things from us, and it's very hard to, you know um, to fulfill those unrealistic expectation and additional factors for Oliver. So we have to maintain the relationship that he couldn't, believe on us, and he can be emotionally that dependent on us, and he will expect more and more things. We can't let that happen, and legal issues are important. So at the end, what are some recommendations and referrals just to end this case study we can do? So we can refer to the organizations like Beyond Blue for treatment of, this is for Kathy and Oliver, like for both of them, because they are in environment, and we have to refer them to any organization so that, that they can have treatment of anxiety, depression and stress. Cognitive behavior therapy is also for stress. We can do it for them, just to, so that, they can move on in a good path. We can support groups and online forums, and youth and family counseling is very important for Oliver, and it is actually very important for Katie too, just to maintain that, yeah, we have to give them proper counseling. We can refer to them proper counseling so that they can move ahead in a very good way. And thank you very much. This was a case study, and yes, here. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.